Let your blessings descend upon us here assembled, and grant that we treat and consider all matters that shall come under deliberation in so just and faithful a manner as to promote your honor and glory, to advance the peace, prosperity, and welfare of your county and the country, and of those whose interest you have committed to our child. Amen. So members, welcome to this meeting. This is a meeting on Select Committee on Production, Public Participation, Count, Administration, and the Special Programs, vetting of nominee for appointment to the position of Chief Officer, Office of the Governor. Honorable members, this approval hearing is held pursuant to Section 7 of the Public Appointments Act 2017, and it's a culmination of a process that began with Mutune County Governor nomination of Ms. Felistus Mutune for the position of Chief Officer in the Office of the Governor. Standing Orders number 217, 5F provides that committee to vet and report on all appointments where the Constitution or any laws would require the County Assembly to approve, except those under Standing Orders 209, that is committee appointments. It is on the basis of foregoing that we gather here today to consider the nomination of the said person and suitability for the position nominated. This process will be guided by provision of Constitution of Kenya 2010, the Public Appointments Act 2017, the Count Act 2012, and the Assembly Standing Orders. By way of summary, the Assembly Speaker received a letter from the Governor, that is Ref GMC GVN ADM CAS 25 volume 3 in brackets 57, dated 17th October 2023, nominating Miss Felistus Mutune for the position of Chief Officer, Office of the Governor. The Honorable Speaker conveyed the message to the Assembly on 23rd October 2023 and directed the relevant committee, being this committee, to take up the vetting process. The Assembly subsequently placed an advertisement in a daily newspaper dated February 27th October 2023, inviting the nominee for vetting before the Assembly Select Committee on Production, Public Participation, Count, Administration, and Special Programs on Monday, 6th November 2023, which was later changed on Friday, 3rd November 2023 at 10 a.m. at the Assembly President. In the advertisement, the nominee was asked to carry original copies of the following document with them for vetting exercise, namely 1, the CV, academic certificates and testimonials, certificate of good conduct from the police, clearance from Higher Education Loans Board, that is L, clearance from Kenya Revenue Authority, clearance from Ethics and Anti-Corruption Commission. Honorable members, we have before us Ms. Felistus Mutune, who was scheduled to appear before this committee at 10 a.m. today. This session shall proceed as follows. The nominee will first take an oath or affirmation. We shall then do the introduction for the committees and the nominees. The committee membership will then review the nominee's documents briefly. The committee will then hear from the nominee and cross-examine her. Members will then have time to ask questions on further cross-examination. At conclusion, we will make our closing remarks. Honorable members, pursuant to Section 8 of Public Appointments, that is County Assembly's Approval Act 2017, we will also be looking at the following in summary. 1, the procedure used to arrive in the nominee. 2, any constitutional or statutory requirement related to the office in question. And 3, the suitability of the nominee for the appointment proposed, having regard to whether the nominee's abilities, experience, and qualities meet the needs of the body which nomination is being made. Additionally, honorable members, each of you has been supplied with nominee's filed questionnaire in line with Section 7, 9, and the first schedule of the Public Appointment Account Assembly's Approval Act 2017. Honorable members, kindly observe the following. Silence and order must be observed at all times during the vetting exercise. Kindly switch off your mobile phones or put on a silent mode. Language used during this exercise must be respectable and decorous. And to start with, members, We'll start by introduction from our side. Then we will go to the nominee. My name is Bernard Mutune, chairperson of this committee. Thank you.
And my name is Jonathan Kimongo, a member of the committee.
My name is Engineer Jackson Dolo, a member of this committee.
Bishop Jonathan Kitok, member of the committee.
Mudian Mwankani, member of this committee.
Felix Musoka, member of this committee.
Please read from you. Introduction.
Oh, I'm Julius Zhao, the committee clerk.
I'm Rosie Dube, head of committee services.
I'm Sylvester Munyoki, Dining Legislative and Procedure, so following the Education Committee.
I'm Magdalene Mwankani, outside.
We have other two guys. They can introduce themselves.
Thank you so much. I'm Mishek Chenze, Communications Officer and Assembly of Media.
Yes, before you do introduction, we'll take a note for affirmation. So, Clara.
I, Felistus, Mutune, having been nominated for appointment to serve as Chief Officer, Office of the Governor, do swear that the information that I shall give before this select committee on devolution, public participation, county administration, and special programs shall be true, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. So help me God.
So, thank you. You can introduce yourself.
Thank you, Chair, honorable members, the Secretariat. My name is Felistus Mutune.
Thank you. Now, we'll go straight to check the original documents, copies. I think we'll start with the CV.
Pass the folder and we'll proceed.
Yes.
Then I pass the folder and we'll proceed. We'll just go.
Yeah.
Yeah, they are here. So you can take it.
We'll check all of them at the same time. The CV, the academic certificates, certificate of good conduct, clearance from L, clearance from Kenya Revenue Authority, clearance from ethics and anti-corruption, and the ID is Felistus Mutune. Yeah, you can confirm for the committee the documents.
I think we had copies.
Bishop is the one who does this.
Okay, let's. So you can proceed with
Yeah.
questions. I'll go through them.
We have the CV. You want to
Yes, I have the CV
Okay.
for Felistus Mutune. What else do you need from me?
academic certificate.
The academic
Original.
certificate, yes. I have an original certificate from Bachelor of Arts in Linguistics, Media and Communication from Moi University.
Thank you. Certificate of good conduct. This year?
It's at the back.
At the back, eh? Relax, don't worry. Certificate of good conduct, yes. I have a valid certificate of good conduct, which is dated 8th October 2023. So counting on 1 year, it is very valid until next year.
Help, clearance?
Clearance.
That is ESCC, the one you have.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the ESCC.
So I
I
can
have
tick,
ESCC.
I can tick that one.
Yes, tick the ESCC.
And
Tick,
KERA.
Yeah,
tick the tax compliance certificate.
They are together in that folder, in that pocket.
Yeah, relax, madam. Relax. Don't worry.
Okay.
Relax. We will interrogate this thing.
That is help.
And this is the Higher Education Loans Board, which is actually stamped by the Commissioner for HOTS. So what I have here is a photocopy, but stamped, certified.
So I think honorable members, I have checked the documents and they tally as we had requested. So we'll go straight to cross-examining the nominee. And first, Ms. Felistus, tell us about yourself with the emphasis on your fitness for appointment as the Chief Officer, Office of the Government.
Okay, I'll not repeat my name. As Felistus Mutune, I'm a professional. I've spent most of my career working as an administration officer for above 9 years now. I've been able to work with people of different personalities and people who have different qualities of education and serving different cadres of their jobs, and I've been able to coordinate them well to see the achievement of the offices that I've worked for before. And I can assure you that the offices that I've worked for before saw success because of the coordination that I took part in. And I pride myself in that because I started working after university in an office that had just been established. There was no frameworks. We established frameworks in that office, and we grew from only 2 offices to about 12 offices. And the growth of these offices came with people, and it came with assets, and it came with responsibilities that were to be done, and I took a big part in implementing all that, and it was all a success.
Okay, thank you. And why don't you want to work for Mutune County?
Thank you, Chairman. I've worked for the people of Mutune for almost my professional working years. And I have been having a passion of working for the people of Mutune because it feels so great and fulfilling when you help the people that come from your home. Let's say Mutune is my home. When you solve people's problems, for me it gives me great satisfaction because I like giving back to the community and seeing people's problems solved and having them move forward in their livelihoods and even in their developments, the developments of their areas. So I had the zeal of working for the people of Mutune once more, and that's why when I saw the opportunity to do that work, I applied for this position. I went to the Public Service Board, and then here I am today, very ready and willing to work for the people of Mutune, for the betterment of Mutune as general.
Thank you. You have indicated that you have working experience for 9 years. How is your working experience relevant to the position you are nominated for?
I understand that this position will require somebody who has acquired leadership skills. So as I've explained, I started working from an office that was not big in terms of capacity and even the offices. So throughout my working experience, I've gained teamwork skills, leadership skills, because I was coordinating so many offices and so many duties, and I believe the experience that I've gathered, together with the knowledge that I gained in school. I studied a degree in linguistics, media and communication. I can communicate very well with the public and even people of different kind, because we know people are not the same. Some people are difficult to deal with, others are easy to deal with. So I've met all those people. I've been able to deal with them and help solve their problems. So I believe my working experience and the education that I've acquired is efficient for me to serve in this position and help the governor and the people of Makueni to be better than they were yesterday and to be better in the coming days and years.
Thank you. And which office have you been nominated to, and according to you, the purpose of that docket?
Okay, I've been nominated to serve as the Chief Officer, Office of the Governor. And as we know, a governor is an individual. And in a setup of an administration office, the governor cannot work as a man or a woman. He cannot work as himself. So he needs an office that has staff, that has assets that will facilitate his working and deliverance of the governance roles that has been given in the Constitution and for the development of the county. So I think I will be instrumental in working in the office of the governor, who is the CEO of the county, in helping him to market the county better in the national and even in the international arena. We know in the office of the governor is where lies the Department of Strategic Partnership and Planning. So I intend to strengthen what is already there and even initiate more opportunities for partnership so that we can draw more partners in Makueni and have Makueni develop, and even the people of Makueni benefit from that. And also the governor requires an office because he needs people to help him in achieving his goals and the mission that he has for this county. So I'll be able to help him achieve all those while managing his human resource, the staff that are in his office, taking care of the assets that are in the office, ensuring that everybody uses the resources that are available prudently, and keeping in line with the Constitution. Everybody should work in line with the Constitution, and I'll ensure all that by leading as an example.
Thank you, Honorable
Before
Member.
we leave there, from your own assertion through the chair, how many other departments do you be linking with in the office of the governor?
In the office of the governor, there's human resource department, dealing with the people. We have asset management.
Before you go to that, do you expect to have other CEOs in the office of the governor?
No.
So you will be the only CEO in the office of the governor?
Yes, but they are directors.
Have you done your research well?
Yes.
Thank you, Honorable Members. Now I invite you to close the nominee. So
okay. Thank you, Felistus. I know you have been nominated to work in Makueni County as a chief officer. And as a chief officer, you will be the authorized officer in the department you have been nominated to work. How do you understand by the being an authorized officer? How do you understand by that?
If you are authorized, you are given the mandate to take care of the office. So in this case, as a CEO, you are given the mandate to take care of the financial and non-financial matters of the office of the governor. So I will be required to do the roles of budget tracking and financial reporting of that office, as well as ensure that service delivery is done well and to the required thresholds or standards. I will also be accountable to the people that are in that office to make sure that I'll make sure that their welfare is well taken care of, because when the people are happy, work is easily done. So I'll just ensure that if they have grievances, I listen to them and help solve them, giving every aggrieved parties a fair chance. We listen to them and then we make decisions and include them in whatever we are planning so that we can move together as a team. When there's teamwork, it's easier to move.
Okay, thank you. My subsequent question was the duties of a chief officer as an authorized officer, but you have mentioned some of them.
Yes.
And thank you. I don't need to go back in that line. I understand, or you understand, you will be in charge of a budget.
Yes.
Do you have an idea of the budget you will be in charge of? And if possible, can you mention at least 3 budget items in that budget you will be in charge of? Indeed, just mention to the budget items and the budget maybe this financial year, 2023-2024.
The budget of the office of
Do you have an idea of the budget of the office of the governor?
Yes, I've done some research. I'll not say the exact figures, but it's above 200,000.
About 200,000.
200,000 million.
Are you sure you have done your research well?
For the 2023-2024 financial year.
Not really.
I've said it's above that.
Yes, it's above that.
Yes.
But you need to do some research.
And get the exact figures.
Yes. What are the key budget items in that budget?
Mostly the budget of the office of the governor takes care of recurrent expenditure. And there are also some provision. I'll be taking care of sourcing for services for the office of the governor, like if the
how do you call that budget item of sourcing?
Procurement.
We have at least 3 budget items in the budget. That will be budgeting. It is you who will be doing that budget.
Procurement, petty cash expenditures, and budgeting for the assets in the office.
Yes, assets.
Assets, recurring expenditures, like facilitations to the officers. Yeah.
Thank you. The next question is, as a chief officer in that department, you will have some obligation to the county assembly. What are some of the obligations you will have as a chief officer to the county assembly, and how are you intending to relate with the county assembly in your working, if given the opportunity?
Okay, thank you, honorable member. I'll be working in the office of the governor, and the governor is required to do some duties. He has some responsibilities to the county assembly. So one, I'll ensure that the policies and plans that are from the executive are relayed to the assembly in good time without waiting for the assembly to ask for them. I'll also ensure that the communication that comes from the assembly to the office of the governor is acted upon in a timely manner and feedback given, so that we can keep on moving, not stalling in one item. I'll also ensure that the reports the annual reports that are supposed to be given to the assembly are submitted in the required period of time, So if they're annual, I'll not let them go to the next year before they're submitted. So I'll ensure that. And I'm planning to work with the county assembly in an open manner where we can interact and share, because we all want Makueni to be better. So if there's anything that is in your ward that the governor needs to do, I'm open to listen. We come up with the better ways of doing it, because you know your people better than I do. I know where I come from better than where you come from. So that way we can improve the livelihoods of our people. So that means that I'll be open-minded and have an open door policy. My office will be open for anyone that has a development idea. And again, I'll ensure that I treat the members of the assembly in an honorable way. I am going to foster mutual respect, because without respect, people can't go far. And then understanding that the separation of power, I'll always consult with the governor and ensure that whatever is required to be done in the assembly is done. I am also going to ensure that there is inclusivity, because the office of the governor has projects, which it does. So if a project is being done in a certain ward, it's very good to have the member of assembly included from the planning stages up to the completion stages. That way we work together.
Okay. Thank you. In the office you are just about to work in, you understand there will also be projects that are going to be implemented in that office. Can you comment on the legal requirements and the procedural process of authorization, of a project, right from conception, or when the project is given by the public through the implementation, procurement, commissioning, until the project is seen through? Can you comment on the legal requirements and the procedure?
Now that we are in a devolved, we are in devolution. The devolution gives, and even the constitution gives, the sovereign power to the people. So number one, we'll need to get the views of the people where the project is to be done. Establish whether that the project that is going to be done is their priority, is what they need. So if we start with public participation in the grassroots, in the ward there are smaller clusters, you get their views, and then you make documentation of the items that they have listed. We want water, we want school, and then you make sure that they are submitted to the Department of Devolution and Public Participation, where they are going to compile them together. If it's for the whole ward, combine them together to an annual development plan. A budget will be assigned by the Department of Budgeting and Planning, and then the document is presented to the Assembly for approvals, where they are also free to check whether the money is allocated, or even the projects that have been given priority, they match with what the people want. So after if it's not, then they can make the amendments, which will be taken care of. If everything is okay, then it proceeds back to the executive, where implementation is going to start. And the implementation will require, they'll be required to do procurement for the process, for the implementation of the projects. After the procurement is done, the project is given to the contractor who will have won. And after he does his work, or even when it's ongoing, inspections should be done, so that it does not deliver a white elephant or substandard projects. And after it is ascertained that everything that was required has been done, then commissioning will be done. at that stage, the member of assembly, the executive, and the project management committee should be satisfied that this is what we wanted and this is what we have gotten, and then you can commission.
Okay.
Yeah.
I would like you to comment on chapter 6 of the Constitution of Kenya, 2010. Just a comment and maybe bearing that or touching on your responsibilities as a chief officer.
Yes. The chapter 6 of the Constitution gives guidelines of leadership and integrity. So as a chief officer, I'm going to be a leader in a public office, and what is required of me, as stated in that chapter 6, I'm required to work with respect to everyone, regardless of their status, because this is a county, there are MCS, there is even a village man, and there is somebody who works in the market. So give them fair treatment. I'm not going to discriminate anyone against their level of education or anything. I'm going to be fair to all, and I'm going to have an inclusive office where I will make decisions that are inclusive. Everybody will have a say, and I'm not going to make impartial decisions. I'm also going to uphold the dignity of the office that I serve, whether in office or outside, because I will bear in mind that I'm a public officer, and whatever I do reflects where I work, and I will not want to taint the name of this great county. I'm also going to uphold integrity, because that is one thing that can take me far, and not just for the face of it. I uphold integrity in whatever that I do, and I hope and trust that if I lead with integrity, the others can follow the good example. I'm also going to ensure that we have minorities groups in our midst, even in this county. I'll ensure that if there are some in my office or outside, their issues are well taken care of. And I'm also going to have in my mind that I should always adhere to the Constitution, and anything that I do should be in line with the provisions of the Constitution, which is the supreme law in this country. I'm also going to be accountable for what I do, my decisions, my undertakings. I'm going to be accountable for my actions. And again, I also know that I've been given this chance to serve the people of Makueni, and not to go there and become a ruler. So I'll do that and foster teamwork, peace, coexistency for the achievement of whatever we want to achieve in this county, which of course is to see Makueni in a better place.
Okay, now that you have mentioned integrity, based on your past experience, maybe can you mention some of the issues you have come across, or based on your research, some of the issues you might come across with when you're working in that office that touches on integrity?
Thank you. I know due to the indifferences of people, like people are not the same, and people have different motives. I might come across somebody that is conflicted or is has a conflict of interest in an issue, and I'm going to always ensure that before a process is begun, if it involves maybe recruiting or selecting contractors or business partners, everybody that is involved should declare their interest so that we can keep clear. Not somebody will not say you did not tell me this was wrong and this was right. And I'm also going to ensure that I lead by example, like I said previously, so that they can know the person who is leading us does not condone this, So we are not inclined to condone the same. I know also I might come across disputes in the office. Some disputes are just brought about by misunderstandings, and they might stain the integrity of someone. So in that case, I'll be willing to listen to the issues that have been brought to me, not taking decision without listening to both parties, and then make a decision with everybody there so that we can come to an agreement and solve the issue that is at hand. And again, in issues of integrity, some people can have the tendency of not being accountable, others can be corrupt. So I know it's written all over in government places, there's a sign that always says this is a corrupt, this is no corruption zone. So I intend to ensure that everybody that breaks the law in terms of whatever is written in the constitution will undergo the due process of let me say, punishment or establishment of whether whatever they did was in line with the law. If it was not in line with the law, then the relevant measures will be taken, because we are not going to condone people who are stealing from the public coffers. So I ensure you that I'll make sure everybody toes the line, no shady deals, and everybody should be honest in their dealings and accountable. Everybody should learn that everything that I do has consequences. So it will be very clear, if you don't uphold integrity, then your days will be numbered.
Okay, as I finish, sometimes when you are working in that office, you will be faced in maybe, let me say, in an awkward position. Maybe your bosses, the ECM or the governor, gives you a call and tells you, I would like you to give so and so this particular project. How will you go about it?
I understand I'm an officer, I'm a public officer, and as it is said, everybody will carry their own crosses. So I'm not going to allow anybody to influence the decisions of such matters. And again, there's a procurement officer who is supposed to deal with those issues. But if it's relevant to come to me and I have to make a decision, I'll make a fair decision. I'm not going to risk, I cannot want to spend my life in jail because of such issues. Personally, I uphold integrity. So I'd rather lose my job than go against the laws of this country and the constitution. If the person qualifies, yes, but then I don't think I need a private call to tell me, give that person a job. The person has to go through the due process. And that's my take. I will not partake in those things, and yeah.
Okay.
Through the chair.
Just
Yes.
one more question on the same. When I look at your CV, 80% of your career, you have worked with the same boss you want to come and work with.
Yes.
Actually, I believe he has made you what you are in terms of career, because if you have worked 80% with somebody in the same office, the same person, I tend to think that person has a lot of influence on what you do. And according to his question, we're in a political environment. How will you strike a balance so that you don't find yourself in a quagmire of my boss, I must please my boss, as opposed to what is expected? Because this is not an individual office.
Yes.
This is an expanded office covering the whole docket
Yes.
of Makueni,
Yes.
as opposed to the area you are serving, where you are serving only an individual line as an individual office. How will you strike a balance to ensure that you measure to the line of the expectations?
Thank you.
And then before you can tell us this office worked for 9 years, so that we can connect with this.
Thank you, honorable members, and thank you, Chair. when I started working in the office of the Senator Makueni County in 2014. And after the elections in 2017, I transitioned to the office of the Minority Whip, which he was the head, but I was not only responsible reporting to him because that office encompasses the minority side of the Senate. So I was held responsible by a different authority. Yes, he was there, but I was answerable to many people, not only him. And again, Honorable Member, Bishop, if the governor was a person who is not straightforward, I would not have applied for this job because I would have seen things that I would not wish to be part of. And I can assure you, in those 9 years of my employment, I've never been side-chatted to do this for this one and leave this one out. We follow the law. You all know that he's an advocate and he would not want to find himself in the wrong side of the law.
Okay, while you're there,
Same to me.
while you're there, before you leave there, are you able to assure this committee that you will work diligently without influence, favor, or factor of fatherhood or mentorship from where you came from?
I assure you that,
Thank
and
you.
God is my witness.
Thank you.
On that, is it illegal for the government to express interest? Is it illegal
Interest in?
in any activity?
Be it project,
Sorry,
be
come
it
again.
employment.
Is it illegal for the governor to express any interest
On any project.
in any activity in your office? Maybe the procurement
Yeah,
process?
You should stay away from this man.
I like that.
Now, just as we leave that area, you said you worked as an administrator, and based on your CV, I can see you worked as a secretary.
The duties of a secretary are just administrative duties.
Okay.
Because you have to deal with people and you administer people, assets.
Organization.
Thank you.
Yeah, in the organization.
Very good.
Thank you.
Thank you, Chair.
Yes, Honorable.
Felistus, can you
Yes.
comment to these? Can you comment on the activities you expect to perform on a typical week as the chief officer of the office of the governor?
Okay, when I become the chief officer, I know I will be required to assign duties, maybe weekly duties to the officers in the office of the governor. I will also be required to share with the members of the assembly the itinerary of the governor for the week, so that somebody can know what is happening in my ward. Will be available this day. Yeah, that I will share, and I will also prepare weekly budget expenditures to guide the activity. Following the activities of the week, I'll prepare a budget. And at the end of the week, I am expected to prepare an expenditure budget of financial budget report of what we spend. I'm also going to be coordinating the team in the office, and as I've said, assigning them duties and even checking if the fleet, the vehicles are in good condition, which ones need repair, servicing. So, and also I think I'm also going to be in coordination with the PA to the governor to plan for meetings and inform the governor of events and activities that require his attention in the week.
I think on that, you have said you will be liaising or communicating with members of the county assembly on the planned activities of the governor. Out of experience, we have seen communication coming very late, like the governor is visiting some place, like today, communication is coming at night. How will you handle that?
Now, let me say this. I don't know. I know there's an answered. There's an answered. So, for example, there's an event in your ward. I will not wait until today when the event is tomorrow. I'll just let you know, even when it is being prepared, so that not until the execution time that is when I'm involving you. I'm going to involve you even from the planning, so that you can also, maybe that day you will not be in your ward. It's good for the MCA to be in the ward because those are your people. So I'm going to involve the MCS from the planning of this event, so that if I'm not sure, we will not be sure, both of us. So I'll tell you, we are going on Friday, but just wait, we'll confirm. At least you know it's going to happen on Friday. Yes, whether the approval comes or not, you are aware.
Assure this committee you're not saying it for the
I'm
purpose
not
of
saying,
vetting.
Yes.
we will meet tomorrow another day. I'm telling you from my heart.
Very good.
Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah. Are you conversant with the past performance, emphasizing success ahead? And could you comment on the performance and emphasizing success and the failures, and how would you improve the performance
Of the office.
Yes,
Yes.
the office.
Now I've gotten one failure already. That is, the communication is usually done late, and I strive to make that better. Trust me, I will. And we are people, so if I tell you an event is going to happen, if it does not happen, at least I will have told you, and we are not sure. And again, for the successes of that office, this county of Makueni has been in the limelight for the good things that it is doing, and that is a success. That is a success. Makueni County hosted the first national mango conference, which is a plus for the county, and those things are usually achieved through the office of the governor, which has been given the mandate of taking care of partnerships and intergovernmental relations. So that was possible because of that office. It's a good success. And again, just yesterday or the day before, we saw in the polls that Makueni County is number 4, tying with the other counties, and number 7 chronologically. That is also a success. And although I know that there is nothing that is usually 100%, if I go to that office, I'll identify the gaps, starting with what you have already given me, and do my best to remove those gaps, so that we can work together. I also know that the communication department has been doing well, despite the late reporting of events to be done. They're always posting what has been done and what is expected to be done, so the public is able to follow. That is also a success, because people usually understand what is happening in the county. And I am also going to strengthen more partnerships, strengthen the existing partnerships, and initiate for other partners to come on board and work together with Makueni County to improve the livelihoods of the people.
Thank you.
Just the last one, eh?
Yes.
Can you give us your vision of the county administration activities in Makueni County in the next 5 years?
Okay, thank you, Honorable Member. I envision in the next 5 years to have a county administration that is well empowered, to have county administrators that are willing to work without being followed, because I know when people are not motivated, they just go to work for the sake of it. So I intend to find out where there are gaps, if there are gaps of training and capacity building, so that I can initiate for the programs of capacity building and training, so that this staff, the administrators, can be well empowered, and we enable them to love their jobs. I can also introduce the system of rewarding those who are doing well, so that others can be motivated. And at the same time, where there is reward, there is also punishment, or those who are not willing to work. We can warn them, punish them, do away with them, and give work to people who are willing to work. This county is big, and I know not everybody is employed, so we will motivate those who are doing well, and those who are willing to do well, and those who are not willing to do anything can leave the way for others who are willing to work to work. If we give them the platform, then they will choose. But I intend to ensure that at the least everybody has been empowered to do their work well and feel proud of the county that they work for, and then start associating with it. We work with, not working for looks like slavery. But I want to ensure that by the end of 5 years, everybody is proud saying, I work in Makueni County, because you can see what you work for.
Thank you.
Thank you, Chair.
Another member?
Felistus, you will be the Chief Officer, Administration and Special Programs. What are these special programs?
Special programs in the county, I can say programs that touch to the groups, various groups in the county, like the persons living with disabilities, orphans and vulnerable children, the elderly. There are also the people living with HIV/AIDS. We can have programs that assist those categories of people, including the youth is not a special group. The youth are just there are those special programs that deal with those groups, and the gender, the issues of the women. The issues of the women, they should be well taken care of. Now, I think where we are at as the county and even the nationwide, we are somewhere, not the way women were being treated previously. So I intend to strengthen those programs and even maybe initiate new ways of engaging them, empowering them, so that they cannot feel left out. And in fact, that the special programs for special groups, maybe at some point it should just be people who are the same. We understand they have special issues, but they should be well taken care of, to the point that they don't feel like we are special. When the others are sitting at this table, they are told to sit behind there.
Felistus, yeah. I think what you're saying, there is a department that deals with that is sports and gender. If I were you, I could have said like flooding, those are programs. El Nino. That line.
Or those special kind of things.
Yes.
Yeah, that is actually that is a special one.
My exam. Yes, up to the chair, but
so if it's if those kind of things, we can set aside a budget, a budget that can take care of the schools, because they are uncertainties. They can just happen or not happen. You see now the rains are here. We don't know where we will hear of mudslides. So we keep aside a certain budget that is ready to take care of such happenings.
yeah, the reason why I'm asking that question, because you'll have to coordinate with other bodies and the institutions to ensure that as a county we don't find ourselves in a very awkward situation,
Yes.
especially when we have mudslides in the Lungu area where we had some
Yes.
mudslides before. Also people drowning in water, so River, River and all that. And also you might find people, they don't have even shelter because of the rains and all that. How will you carry out that? And which bodies will you coordinate to make sure that at the end of the day, the people of Mutune are safe?
There is the Red Cross. There is the Red Cross, which sometimes last month or the month before, they conducted some trainings to show people how they can rescue others when they are drowning. We also have the Disaster Management Authority, which comes in hand when such happenings occur. I believe the county has also set aside some funds that can be used in such occurrences and identified schools where people can be moved to stay for a while in case the rains intensify instead of waiting for the mudslides to happen. So there is preparedness in advance.
Thank you. I just wanted the bodies and institutions, I'll say Red Cross, I'll say disaster management authority, and many more.
Yeah, and the departments in the
Yes.
county.
You'll be in charge of administration.
Yes.
The administrators who will be working and coordinating activities at the ward level, at the county, all the way to the county. And my question will be, how will you make sure the information at ward level in a certain village in your ward where you come from gets to your office in a, let me say, in time?
Okay, thank you, Honorable Member. Let me answer that question with an example. You see, when I was working in the office of the senator, we used to receive reports every day from the officers used to cover a region. So every day we could receive reports of that area. And for these ward administrators, I'm going to give them my number. If you have an issue, don't follow bureaucracy of I have to report to the sub-county ward. It's okay, report to them. But again, you are free to tell me whatever is happening from your
my question
phone.
answered. Thank
Yes.
you. There is no bureaucracy.
Yes.
Direct to the CEO.
Yes.
You get the information immediately. The governor gets the
Yes.
information immediately.
Yes.
And then other official official what procedures for the
Yeah, they will
Thank you.
follow later.
Thank you.
Thank you, Madam Felistus.
Yes.
Looking at your CV, I do not see clearly anywhere you were involved in what I would call institutional leadership. I do not see anywhere where there were people working under you, unless probably you elaborate. And you see, there's a saying that a leader knows the way, walks the way, and shows the way. That means, as a leader, you must know the way.
Yes.
And there must be people behind you following. You cannot be a leader when there are no people behind you. So now that you're going to be in charge of a department, where there are going to be people behind you or under you, directors, procurement guys, IT guys, accountants, and a whole legion of staff behind you. How are you going to navigate this, given that you've never had an experience, as per the CV, in institutional leadership?
Thank you, Honorable Member. As per the CV, I think that escaped my writing, but I've been able to lead a group of staff, about 30 staff and more than 20 interns. Not at one time, but if I put them together, I've led more than 50 people. Like I said initially, people have different issues, personalities. Like currently we know there is a lot of mental health problems. So I've been able to lead those people, coordinate the offices that they worked in. I was the center of control in the office that I was working in, because every report was coming to me and then going to my boss. So I was able to coordinate the official work, the problems that they encountered with the people that they were serving, the public, because we were serving the public. So I was able to tackle the issues that they brought to the table, give them guidance, advisory, and even advise my boss on the right way to solve various issues, who to address the issues to. So at most of the time, I was already able to give a solution before it was asked for. So with that in mind, I believe with teamwork, and working together as a team with the team that is already there and the team that is to come, we will be able to find solutions for that office and foster unity and move forward and work together. Because a leader, yes, leads, but you cannot lead no one. If you don't listen to them, they will not follow you and you will not be able to achieve anything. So we are going to work as a team, and I can assure you, I don't bulldoze people. I have the tendency of giving somebody a leeway of explaining this is what I can do best, so let them run with that. Give the other person whatever they are best at, and then all of you will achieve. The goal is one, to have a better Makueni.
Wonderful.
So
Wonderful.
from the same question, through the chair,
Yes.
in your course, when you went for institutional attachment, it came out as the lowest performed in the whole of your course. What could have really worked on you down when you looked to be so strong in institutional management?
Let me tell you now, and I usually speak the truth. The lecturer lost my project, the project paper. So at the time we were about to graduate, it was a missing mark. Actually, it's not mine. The people that he went to supervise, his name was Professor Kembo Sure. I remember him. He was in South Africa. You know how these lecturers are. He was in South Africa. We are supposed to graduate. They can't see our papers. And the attachment was in third year. So after that year, he went to South Africa for sabbatical leave. So now, the administrator had to tell us, you either retake this paper, or we are just going to give you the lowest cut mark. So we said, we cannot pay back. You know, money was not available actually. We cannot come back and study again, because the mistake was lecturer. So they just gave us that marks, and that is the honest truth.
Just a supplementary question to what Kimongo, through the chair. Felistus,
Yes.
as you have said, you worked as an administrator, and from that point of question Kimongo asked, in this office, once you get into this office, you will get some of the staff that those will work under you, and they have been there for quite some time. Some of them feel they are more connected to the governor even than you. Some of them feel they have the power, and in sometimes they go even they actually even demean the office of the MCS. How will you handle such cases? Because I know you will be faced with such challenges. You will have staff whom you cannot even give instructions. Why? Because they feel they are more closer to the governor than you are. And I believe you'll be the most senior officer in that office reporting to the governor. How will you handle such cases?
Thank you, Honorable Member. When I joined the office, I'm just I know I'm going to have to meet all these people, because I can't work with people that I don't know for introductions. And I'm going to make it clear. Even the Constitution says respect everyone. So it's the requirement. You don't have to do it because you like it. You have to respect everyone and treat people with decorum. So if somebody will be mistreating the MCS or disrespecting them, then that is wrong, and it is not allowed according to the Constitution, and it can call for disciplinary action. Yes.
You will be firm in
so
doing that.
I'll be firm in doing that, and I will lead by example. If I'm not doing this, then you don't have the leeway to do it.
Oh, very good.
Yes.
Thank you.
Good. My last question, Madam.
Yes.
We once heard about a vocabulary in the political circles from a senior official in one of the 48 governments in Kenya about shares. Have I heard about that?
Yes.
In your department, you're going to give people tenders and contracts, yeah? What will you do to ensure that only qualified people get these contracts and tenders? In the midst of the talk about the shares in government, you will get someone who thinks that he's the one who brought in the governor in quotes, and he would want to be given that job. Probably he's not the best as a chief officer.
Thank you.
How will you undertake that?
Thank you, Honorable Member. I know these things exist because we live in this country and we know what happens. As for me, there is a set out procurement process. Everybody that wants to work with the office of the governor has to follow the due process. If it is required in procurement that the lowest bidder, if they are bidding, and who has done good work should be given the tender or the contract, then we will award that to them. I want to work in a way that when I go home in the evening, I will not be haunted by the decisions that I made. And I am able to stand in a court of law and defend the decision that I made. Maybe I am going to be personal, but just allow me to use an example. I have a small son who I would not wish to crucify or give away his future because of satisfying the greed of some people. We follow the due process, so that even when I follow the due process, if you take me to the court or wherever, I will be able to stand firm. But if I start corrupting, then I don't have a way out, and that is not my nature of doing things. So I'll be firm, follow the procedure, and that's just it.
Thank you so much, Madam. As the saying always goes that, so help me God. I pray that God helps us all to see that what you've said before this committee is actualized and realized. Thank you.
Yes,
through the chair, I have two questions. They might not be listed in the whatever, but they are very important, very instrumental in reflecting on what you are looking for. One question is on the issue of decision making. Kindly tell this committee of a situation. Remember, you are faced with a very difficult scenario, which you had to make a decision. It was a difficult scenario.
In my course of work, there was, and you can confirm this, it's not a story, it's true. There was a man who was older than me, although he was reporting to me. And then we got reports that he goes to work drunk, he does not do his work, he even goes to the village pub and drinks on the account of somebody will come and settle this bill. So the issue, it became an issue with the public because this officer is older than you, he's reporting to you, the public is telling you that he does not serve our interest. The officer is refusing that these people, they are just malicious. So I had to do due diligence. I gave that officer a verbal warning. He did not listen, probably because he was older and he thought there is nothing that can be done to him. Those people that say I'm well connected. Mm-hmm. So I did a verbal warning. The reports still came. And you know, when the reports come, they taint all of you. So after he didn't listen, we did a written warning. He stopped for a while, but then reverted back to his misbehavior, and the reports from that side of the county were not coming, the problems were not being solved. So at the end of it all, we had to make a firm decision of letting this person go because they don't want to work. It was not easy. Because now at that point is when he started crying and asking for chances, but the due process has already been followed and you did not reform. So we had to let him go, however painful it was, but he had to go.
At what level were you involved at the exit? Are you the one who came up with the decision of exit?
No, I advise. Advise. Yes.
My last question. You have talked very much on the good part of you. What is the other part of you which is not good?
I have a problem. I have a problem. Actually, I don't usually find it easy to delegate work because I'm always feeling like if I give this work to this person, they might not do it as good as I would have. But now that this office has so many things that have to be done, I'm going to try and trust people to take up responsibilities that I can delegate, because I always want to make sure that I do everything so that if anything comes back to me, I am able and accountable. I only have that problem.
Okay.
Yes, members.
Thank you.
Another question?
Yes, I have one question for you. On your file,
Yes.
I've not seen, you have said you are, according to your CV, you are certified secretaries. And I've not seen any evidence of secretarial exam or certificate.
I have what do you call it? The resort slip. I did not. I've done section 1.
That is CASNEP.
Yes, CASNEP section 1.
Okay.
And continue. When I get time, I'll go back to class because parenting and working and studying, you have to balance.
So you're not yet certified?
Okay.
And I'm not certified. I started the program. The
Just
progress.
show me the
Let me
certificate.
see whether it's here. It's the resort slip.
And then it's not certified, if it's from
Yeah.
CASNEP, it's certified public secretaries.
They removed the P.
So I'm old, eh?
They removed the
Thank
P.
you. I'm very old.
So you're only certified after you finish up all the courses?
Yeah, but the course is called Certified Secretaries.
Ah.
Let's give her time.
Yes. Yeah, when you finish, you get a cake. Yes. I'll check in my email. Because I don't think I carried the hard copy.
Okay, thank you. Felistus,
Yes.
the governor is a politician, right?
Yes, Chair.
How will this role allow you to assist him further his political career?
Sorry, come again.
The governor is a politician. How will this role allow you to assist the governor to further his political career?
As we all know, the governor had a manifesto when he was seeking for this position. So,
Quote the manifesto,
the manifesto of the governor.
the slogan.
The slogan is "Wao wako kanisa na ulenga."
Thank you.
And his main objective is to prioritize the people of Makueni and their well-being. So I'm going to ensure that in all sectors that are in the office of the governor, everybody clearly understands the manifesto of the governor, and we should work in coordination towards achieving whatever he promised the people of Makueni. Because when you achieve the objectives, you will have an easy time of advancing your career. Now the governor will have an easy time. So we are going to work geared towards achieving of that manifesto.
Okay.
Just a quick one, Chair. In line with the question that the Chair has just asked you,
Yes.
it's very hard to work with someone you don't understand, or whose values and probably ideals you don't espouse. What is it that you know about your boss, the governor, your boss to be? Because you are not yet there.
Yes.
You still have a long way.
Yes.
I hope you know that. Probably your boss to be, that you know about him, that you need to model after for you to have a good working relationship with him.
Thank you, Honorable Member. And like it's already evident, my professional working life have worked under Mutula Kilonzo Jr. Now the person referred as to the governor. And I have emulated what he does. If I will work well with people, is because I have seen him work well with people. If he was not considerate of the issues of people, I would also not be considerate of the issues of the people, because he's the CEO of this county. I'm very sure if I follow in his footsteps, we are going to get to where he wants to get, because he's straightforward, he loves people. I can give you instances. When we used to work, my office was based in Nairobi, and you know the Senate is basically works from there Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. So we had to take care of the clients, whether it's during lunch hour, whether the clients came at 5 p.m. when you are almost closing the office. You have to attend to the client first, and then you can proceed to other duties. So this shows that the governor is a man of the people. He likes people who take care of the needs of the others first. And even it might look like a petty example, but if you came to the office where I was working, whether you are an MCA or just a common mwananchi from Makueni or wherever, he will not take his tea before you have given the visitor tea. And that was well known. So this shows, those minor things, they say a lot about someone. So he leads by example, and by the people should have this, and then I can have this later. So I think I've emulated I've emulated the values of putting people first and not caring about the others first. I've seen cases where we have had to donate to give towards somebody's school fees, not because he said so, but because we have seen him do it and we feel like it is the right thing to do. So he puts the interest of the people first, and that, I think that's all counts. Just like Jesus, if you want to lead, you must be a servant. So that is how he has, what I have learned from him, and I'm willing to be a servant of the people.
Thank you. Members, I think we are coming to a conclusion of this exercise. But before then, Ms. Felistus, do you have any question or statement for the committee? And give your parting words.
Okay, the statement that I can make. Thank you, first of all, thank you for having me here and for the time that I have had. I was a bit nervous, but then I've just found you are friendly people, and I make an undertaking. If I get this position, this job, I'm going to work in sync with the members of County Assembly, so that we can see Makueni get better, that our people get whatever they require back in the wards and the villages. Yeah, I just wish to see a better Makueni, and for a better Makueni to happen, I love to work with the MCAs closely. Yeah, they know their people better, and I know you know the needs of where you come from. That way we can foster what is important. So I just give an undertaking. I will work with you well, and this is just me. You will not meet a different me tomorrow. And I just wish that God gives us grace and long life to work well and improve the livelihoods of our people.
Thank you. So, honorable members, thank you for your time. Listeners, thank you for your time. And I think we have come to the end of our today's activity. That was vetting. And the committee will sit and make a report. Then from there, we will report to the county assembly, and you'll get feedback. So kindly, you will be escorted by our sergeant. You have lunch with us at the cafeteria, Then the committee will leave behind. We'll discuss some few things. So I think
Just one, Chairman, before I leave.
yes.
I'm going to send my cousin transcript to Mr. Julius, then he can share with you. Is that okay?
That's in order. That's in order.
Okay, thank
That's
you.
okay.
Thank
So
you.
you are free to leave.
When we are compiling the report,
Yes.
at least what you have written,
Yes,
there is an evidence. I
I'm
think it's
just going to
important.
check it
Because
from
it will be worse
my
if
email.
it's picked from the floor there.
It's
Yes.
okay, it's okay.
Yes.
I
Before you
will-
leave, confirm if you have all your documents.
I think we are coming.
Yes, I have them.
So thank you. You are free to leave,
Thank you very much,
and all the best.
and be blessed.
Welcome.
And looking forward to working with you, great people.
Thank you.
There are no money.